This hangout is live on air. Here you go, folks. G'day, it's Excutive here, and I'll just make sure we're live on our my other one over here. So we should be coming live any second on the hangout. Yes, indeed, we are, folks. It's a very, very good evening. 7 o'clock here in Brisbane, 7 o'clock on the Gold Coast. Bill, the owner, Bill Rowell, is on today, and we're going to get him on in about 30 seconds. And Claudia is coming in. She's jumping on a minute from Panama. And Prem Johal is coming in from London. He'll be on in about 15 to 20 minutes. He's doing a school run, I believe. So quick hello to you, Paul. G'day, Paul. How are you going on the Gold Coast? Everything good with you, mate? Just unmute your mic yet.
Yep, exceptionally good down here. Looking forward to hearing from Bill.
Okay, great. Fantastic. Well, you mute up and we'll jump to Bill because your bandwidth is going to drop off quickly. So it's always fantastic to have you on, Bill. The 2018 is looking awesome. Just unmute your mic there, mate, and then we'll hand the floor over to you to give us some information, get us all excited for the first quarter, mate. What's happening? What's happening in the business?
Well, g'day there, Keithy and Paul. It's amazing you're not on the golf course, mate. Normally you're there, I think. Hi, Claudia. I think you're in Panama. I'm currently in Lagos, Nigeria at the moment. I've got to head off to a banking meeting very shortly. It's certainly a different way of life here. But it's great to be here. Great people. You know, they see the vision, they see the purpose of Swiss Gold Global. They get it. Many people here don't have bank accounts. It's a cash economy. So the crypto environment is really fantastic, fantastic for them. Their currency is inflationary, of course, like all currencies. Theirs is probably worse than Naira, of course. And Naira is only accepted in their country. Other countries won't accept it. So to have an international currency, whether they use US dollars but crypto is really bridging that gap. So they're all pretty excited about it here in this part of the world. I mean, it's about 170 million people in Nigeria. So it's a big market. It's a hungry market. And so I look forward to serving the people and a member serving the people in this particular region. But in these growing economies, developing countries, of course, I mean, I think Nigeria is the largest economy now in Africa. It's larger than South Africa. So it's exciting to be here. Well, updates for you, Keithy. I probably can't give you too much, mate. It's let me think. Since our last call, what have I updated? What can I tell you? Well, great Bitcoin shirt there. Good to see. You haven't seemed to fill it out too much since Christmas time, so you didn't overeat by the looks.
I'm trying my best, mate.
Good on you. Walking the dogs keeps you fit and healthy. Now, where are we today? Well, you know, it's still looking at the Bitcoin pricing in one sense. The contracts. I mean, we're mining for cryptocurrency. We're mining for Ethereum. We're mining for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. The mining contracts are paying out very, very well. Meanwhile, the price volatility, the exchange rate between the cryptocurrencies and the US dollar is very, very volatile. I think much of this is driven by, of course, the Chicago Board Options Exchange, which can trade it up and down. It's causing a lot of speculation. And I think it's still very early days there, which way the trend is going to be. From our point of view, we're very bullish on Bitcoin and the other cryptocurrencies. We're investing significant money into this particular area. And I know Genesis Mining certainly are. They've just been in India at a blockchain event, and I'm looking forward to hopefully meeting them at the end of this particular month to get some good updates and move forward with some good plans that we have with them for 2018. It will be my first personal meeting, face-to-face meeting with them for 2018. I've been away, they've been away. Our last meeting was just before Christmas in Germany, which we had a very good meeting. We had some very good memorandum of understandings, which we want to move to the next level now, which will be able to provide great more products and services and benefits to our members. But that's primarily all I can. I'm just trying to think. What's going on at the moment, Keithy? But maybe you have some questions for me. I saw on Facebook yesterday. You know, there's lots of things out there in the world today. Much of it's on the internet. Some of it's real. Much of it's not real, of course. And I saw that one of our members from France actually tweeted Genesis and said, listen, there's a company out there called Swiss Gold Global saying that that you provide mining for them. Is that real? And Genesis came back with a very positive response. People can see that response on Facebook, on the Swiss Gold Global Facebook page, and said, yes, we Swiss Gold Global is one of the few resellers of our products and services. So they endorse that, and I posted that back up for the people to see that. It's good to question. It's good to do your due diligence on these things because there's a lot of BS out there.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. A few contracts, I believe, have gone live already that were scheduled to go live on the 28th of February. A number of members have noticed they're starting to get additional payments. Is there anything official said to you from Genesis that, hey, we're starting to pay a few contracts early? They've done this in the past, which is awesome. Is that the case?
That is the case, Keithy. I mean, you know, building a mining farm, it's not like you just complete. They can do it two ways. You can complete the complete farm and just switch everything on when it's all completed, or you could actually just do it as it gets engaged and as they actually commission the new rigs. So it's going to evolve over a period of time. But I had a call maybe 10 days ago with the CTO representing Genesis Mining, Dr. Stefan Schindler. Been a good, probably a call for about an hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes. I was on the Autobahn driving back to Frankfurt to get a flight to Dubai. We had a good long chat. He said that the farm build out in Sweden's going exceptionally well. Very, very, very good. The highest technologies. It's going to be very, very efficient for our members because, you know, our contracts, if you look at the Bitcoin contracts that we provide our members and other contracts, we have the lowest maintenance fees in the world. I mean, people will look at mining contracts and probably look at the price of a contract. That's one thing. They're still the cheapest on contract price. But more importantly is that they're actually the cheapest when it comes to maintenance fee. Now, maintenance fee is really the costs for operating the actual mining contract. For example, if you're mining for Bitcoin, you know, you've got electricity costs, and the electricity costs for Genesis Mining is around about 2 million euros per month globally. So they're sucking up a lot of electricity to mine Bitcoins. That's one of the environmental issues that's probably going to evolve out of Bitcoin in 2018. There's another side to it, of course, just like gold mines. Gold mines also destroys a bit of, you know, Mother Earth, you know, in the environmental sort of issues, unless you have good practices. But I think cryptocurrency is going to actually trend into these areas as well with the consumption of electricity and different things as well. But on our side, as I was saying, is the point I was making is that the maintenance fee is the lowest you'll have in the actual world, 28 cents per terahash. And what that means is when you go to these third-party calculators and want to calculate, you know, what your payout is, if you have a 5 terahash contract, let's say the payout's $6 a day based on, let's say, crypto compare calculator, well, you've got to multiply 5 terahash contract price multiplied by your 28 cents, which is $1.40, deduct that from your, let's say, the average $6 estimated payout, and that's going to give you your estimated daily payout. So you've got to allow for that maintenance fee. That's how it actually works. So it's quite a simple calculation. The other thing I like about Genesis is that they're very transparent about things. Many people make claims out there. One, you don't see the mining farm. Two, they don't tell you what the maintenance fees are. So this is why I love this company and to work with them. We have a very strong trust relationship, and they're here to serve the people. I mean, they are the best. We just had a blackout here. It happens quite often. The electricity's, the lights have gone off. But anyway, I'm on battery now and you can still hear me.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I posted the video of the new mining farm in Sweden. Is that massive or what, that mining farm? They've just, that Marcus posted on the video there.
Yeah, Claudia did mention that to me, but you guys are ahead of the game than me. I actually haven't seen it yet here in Lagos. So, but I understand that the lights are back on. I understand that that each mining hall is about 1,500 square meters in size. I mean, it's massive, you know. So I'm looking forward, hopefully, to getting over there, maybe by the end of this month as well.
Yeah, there's no question. It's just on a mammoth scale compared to the videos we've seen before. And he did take us around a little bit. G'day, Karen, you're on as well. How you going? You know, your microphone's on mute. You're muted.
Oh, sorry about that. Good, morning, everyone.
Yeah, g'day. How you going? I just want to.
Hi, Karen.
Yeah. I just want to check that Claudia's on. Can you hear us, Claudia?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. But obviously your camera's not working, or you're trying to save bandwidth.
Yeah, I'm trying to save bandwidth. It's pretty bad. So I'm on data here, and it's just not so good, unfortunately.
We can hear you loud and clear. That's the main thing. So that's fantastic to have you on and Karen on. Bill's only here for a few minutes, so I'm just going to scan the chat box here and the live feed. Everyone's saying we've got people all over the world now. What I said before was that in the prelude to going live tonight, that Bill's in Nigeria, Paul and I are in Australia, Karen's in the UK, Claudia's in Panama. This truly, Bill, is an international business that you have here. How many countries roughly are we in, Swiss Gold Global?
Well, first of all, it must be about 4 a.m. in Panama. I'm not too sure. And probably the real reason why Claudia is not turning on her camera, she's probably tucked up in bed, Keithy. That's probably the truth.
It's actually not true, but it doesn't matter.
It's 9:30 at night there.
Is it?
Well,
no.
I don't know. Whatever it is, it's late.
What time is it there, Claudia?
It is 4:11 actually.
In the morning.
So it wasn't too far off the ballpark there. What was your question? Oh, how many countries are we? How many countries are in the world? 180 or something like that. I mean, we've got some people. I mean, in some countries we might have just have a handful of people. Okay, we have people in Papua New Guinea who are with us as affiliates.
Wow.
So, we are all over the world in that respect, and of course you have some areas and regions where the leadership's strong and much more intense, like where Karen is, of course, and where you guys are, and in the US, of course. So there's but people are learning about us, and primarily we're being pretty organic. I mean, we're a bit of a different company. I mean, next month we're 10 years old, and I said at one of my presentations yesterday, they were talking about that we're a 10-year company. I said yes. When I started doing this, I had black hair, and my colour's changed quite significantly since then, of course, but. We've been we started off as a gold and silver savings program and being pretty conservative, and we didn't really, I'm a believer in, probably our leaders are not follow what my belief is, because you want to have fast growth. But I'm about organic growth, making sure that we're going to be sustainable. We've been around for 10 years. We want to be around for another 10 years, okay? So we haven't really done any marketing. In fact, we haven't done any. We leave that to the marketers, which you guys, our job is to actually provide you products and services, make sure we pay you on time. That's really what our job is, and making sure we keep everything working for you. And you guys are the marketers, and your job to spread the word and share, and that's what you get paid for in one sense. But I think moving into 2018, because we've transitioned primarily from a gold and silver company, savings company, we're now transitioning into an area which is really hot, which is the crypto, of course. We're going to have to, of course, do more on the social media and different things for people to be able to learn about us. But I think calls like this from our leaders around the world where I'm on, and we have leaders on the call, is a great way of connecting and sharing and building the trust, because it's all about trust, actually, in one sense. There's many things on the internet, but you want to hook up with a company that is the real deal, and it's going to be, is sustainable, does have the bonded partnerships it says it does have, and it does work. And I think these are the important things that people should do. So it's really important that people do their due diligence into who we are, what we are. And I think you leaders, Claudia, of course, Karen and Paul and yourself and others, and Prem, who's coming on this call shortly, do a fantastic job in that.
Now, the quick couple of questions. One member asked if the thresholds for Genesis are going to be set by their own, manually on their own thresholds. Have you any sort of feeling that that's an announcement they've made maybe hasn't filtered through to us yet?
Well, we'll certainly have that. I mean, it's a fantastic. We've actually had different discussions about them. Probably a couple of things. The thresholds is really important because we know that some wallet providers increase the fees. Okay, so we don't want people's payouts to get sucked up in fees. That's not what we're about. So that would actually help resolve that issue, wouldn't it? Yeah. Secondly, is that we want to be able to provide a concept. Now I know that they were testing that as well, where possibly that you could choose to roll over your payouts before it goes to the blockchain into your wallet, roll over back into the actual contract, so you can compound your payout, compound your actual hash payout, which would be fantastic. Now, it sounds very simple, these things, but it's complex. First of all, we don't hold on to your wallets. We don't hold on to your crypto. So this can't happen on our side. So this has to happen on the Genesis side. And Genesis is a different entity, different company. We're not in their company. They're not in our company, but they provide us a service. So all these things that Genesis provide, yes, they're great in supporting us. It will eventually flow over to us, but there's quite a lot of development, IT development, to make that happen. Okay, so there's always a bit of a lag in time, but they're fantastic with us of what they do, and they keep us up to date. And but these other products and services that they're speaking about and other functionalities, they'll pass on to us also.
Yeah. All right. Well, maybe I know you've got to go to that banking meeting. We've got 1 or 2 minutes, Bill. 1 or 2 minutes more.
Yeah, hit me with the questions, Keithy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's 10 years. It's March, isn't it? March the 15th is your official birthday for 10 years. Is that what you told me last week? It's in March, early March.
I didn't know it. You made me look it up, but yes, if I said March the 15th, you're probably right, Keithy.
Okay.
I don't even know my mother's birthday. Isn't that shocking? So.
Yeah. All right. Okay. We don't want to go there, Bill. We don't want to go there. That's why you got grey hair. Now, the next stage of grey hair is no hair, Bill. So, you're only halfway there. But to have a business running 10 years in any business, bricks and mortar or online, is amazing there, that the amount of personal time and effort you have to put into to have your baby run efficiently and promoted well, and making money so you can continue your venture, your story that you're trying to create. You've been in the crypto space now since November last year, so that's 14 months now. What's just quickly your thoughts on the first 14 months and maybe the next 12 months? You don't want to go look too far ahead, but having a year under your belt in cryptocurrency mining, what's your thoughts on the next 12 months? We have a very, very strong, exciting partnership with Genesis. We all know that, but there are massive things happening out there this year. What's the comparison you can make?
Well, certainly, I suppose, as we know, the blockchain halves every 4 years, correct, in payouts. So at the moment, we're mining, it was mining 3,600 Bitcoins per day. And then in 2015, I think it actually halved down to 1,800 Bitcoins per day, which it's doing now. And in 2020, it's going to actually halve again to 900 Bitcoins per day. Okay, so this does affect us in that one sense. It certainly does affect Genesis. Now, Genesis on the first halving, they were relatively new in the game of mining as well. I mean, this is a new disruptive technology. So when we first came into the game, and Claudia will be able to tell you, she was one of our, probably our very first miner, and also one of our first gold buyers 10 years ago. The crypto price back then was around about 500. The difficulty rate was much lower, but it was also on a bit of a bridge. It could have been that it was not profitable to mine, to be quite honest. So because there's no guarantee, that's really the risk that's associated with it. But then, of course, we learn more about this, and but the adoption of Bitcoin was very, very low as well. Not many people know about it. And most people don't know about Bitcoin, to be quite honest. You just walk out in the street. Now, they may have heard of it now because of the pricing, and now that the Chicago Board Options Exchange is trading it, they may have heard about it. That doesn't mean they understand they get it. I mean, I've been involved in it for quite a long time now. I still don't get it completely. I mean, I understand the basics and the fundamentals, but there's a lot to know, isn't there, on the technological side? Most people just know probably nothing about it other than just the name. So the opportunity is fantastic there, which means the adoption is going to continue to increase. There's going to be a lot of speculation. A lot of, probably the Chicago Board Options Exchange, which is the largest in the world, probably it was a reason why the actual price drove up to 20,000, and then they did a bit of short selling, profit taking, obviously, which drove the price down. But we're seeing a bit of a price range right now, and I think there's going to be a lot of volatility in price. But we mine for Bitcoins, we mine for Ethereums. That's what we're mining for. The effect that we're talking about is the currency exchange rate between these particular cryptocurrencies. Now, that would affect people. It also affects the profitability of mine, because these miners, such as Genesis, they have to pay up the service providers in US dollars. So the 28 cents, as long as the payout exceeds the maintenance fee of 28 cents per terahash, it's going to be fantastic. Now, you look at the graph over the last year. And Prem knows this. Hi, Prem. He's a very smart guy. He knows a lot more than this, what I do. He might touch on this during today's call. Being a banker, he knows exactly what I'm speaking about. But you look over the last year, the separation as the adoption has been increasing. The difficulty rate's been increasing, but the price has been exponential. I mean, it was $600 when we basically started off in November, when we started officially mining in November 2016, and they hit 20,000 around Christmas time. It's back down to sort of around the 11,000 at the moment. A few days ago, it was 12.5, getting back to 13,000. So you've got the bulls and the bears fighting, you know, where they are. There's a lot of speculation now because of this CBOE, the Chicago Board of Options Exchange. That wasn't there before. We now have that. There's a positive to that. There's a negative to that. But we see it as being bullish, and hence, you know, Genesis certainly sees it as being bullish. They wouldn't be investing tens of millions of dollars into these huge mining farms unless that was the case. And we wouldn't, as per our memorandum of understanding, be moving forward with that in our 2018 plan unless we thought the same sort of thing. But I want our viewers also to know there's risk associated with this, okay? It's not set in stone. So you've got to be smart. You've got to manage your risk. But that's really the separation from where we are now from when we started off. It's a different game today. The adoption's increased significantly. It's now we have institutional money coming in that wasn't coming in before through, of course, the Chicago Board of Options Exchange. It's a game changer in one sense. So when people say to you, this Bitcoin is a bit of a scam and that, you now have, you know, valid ways of being able to validate this by saying, well, that's not really true. I mean, in Switzerland, you can pay taxes in some cantons with Bitcoin. In America, you have the largest options exchange in the world trading Bitcoin as a commodity contract. These are major, major, major things. Now, with that said, Bitcoin has its challenges, of course, on the transactional side. You know, we hope that they get that resolved. But I think the other coins, Ethereum has also had a fantastic run, hasn't it? You know, it's you know, last year, 12 months ago, it was what, $12 or something. It went up to $1,400. It's around $1,000 or something now. I mean, wow. I mean, that's a train you want to be on, isn't it? So I think it's really important that our members, one, understand, yes, there's risk associated with this, but number two, you've got to be in the game. You've got to learn it, and you've got a great board of leaders here. Good leaders, good people who are purpose-driven, that support you and will help educate you about this, because it does take a bit to get your head around this crypto space. But you're going to have to excuse me, everyone, because I've got to head into the Lagos city centre, which is takes a bit of a hassle to get there, I must say. Claudia knows that she's been there. So and get across there. It's going to take about an hour and a half to meet my appointment. So I'm sorry I've got to rush off. I'll be back in Europe next week, so I'll be on next week's call for you, unless I have to go somewhere else. But thank you. Good to see you, Prem, Karen, Keithy, Claudia. Stay safe in Panama. And thanks again, Keithy.
All right. All the best, Bill. Thank you very much for jumping on and giving us your insight as yours do. Great to hear from the owner of the company. Take care, mate. Good luck with those bankers.
Thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
Why are you laughing so hard, Prem? Just that word bankers really sets you off, doesn't it, eh? It does. I want to bring Claudia on because you're live on camera now. It's always, you're looking beamingly beautiful there in Panama, Claudia. So that salt air away from the German snow must be doing miracles for you, is it?
I guess. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Yeah, great.
Well, I guess so. I mean, it's like, as I said, it's like 4:30 now here. So I'm pretty tired, and I had the whole day we were working. Actually, I'm since non-stop, believe it or not, since I came here like 10 days ago. I have been working for this beautiful People's Downline, Prem, and I believe Karen. So they put me on. They don't give me 1 minute break. So I'm not complaining, but, you know, I have been Sunday where everybody's on the beach. No, Claudia from 9 a.m. was meeting. I don't know. I met probably I had like 20 individual meetings or so, something like this today. So yeah, it's pretty full on. I can tell you that.
Now you're in Panama. That's a Central American country, I guess. How many people in the country, roughly, millions wise? You know?
4 million, 4 or 5 million. Just it's a very small country, but it's of course it's the heart of Latin America. It's like the Switzerland. Panama is the Switzerland of Latin America, you know.
So the adoption of Bitcoin and its understanding is quite good, obviously, in that particular country. No. No,
absolutely not. So this is, you know, we're talking still a third world country. I mean, you can't forget that in one sense. So So we're still talking about that. So no, I mean, we had a great meeting on the blockchain embassy. So blockchain embassy is a small entity here in Panama in the banking district, which try to bring cryptocurrency to Panama, the understanding for it. They have like a little coffee shop where they set up ATMs where they help people to get started in cryptocurrency. They charge $70. Where I basically give the information for free. They were actually the ones who sent Genesis the question: do they really work with Swiss Gold Global? So which is really quite funny. It came actually from Panama, and as you saw, of course, Genesis made a statement. Absolutely, we actually indeed are. So no, it's a lot of education done. Lots of people from Venezuela come over. Basically, most of the meetings I have actually done are for people from Venezuela, Colombia, etc. So they're all looking for opportunity in Panama because Panama is a very stable country in one sense, but in one sense because, I mean, basically the fruit fall from the tree. And so, it's a pretty awesome country to be in. But you have, of course, all those surrounding countries, and Venezuela is in a very, very big mess, as we know, and sort of Bitcoin is a survivor there. So we're talking about just surviving, actually, about not starving from hunger. So they are very much interested in Bitcoin and learning about that. And so the word gets out, but nobody really understands it. And so everybody who wants to learn about that, but it takes a little bit longer than in the Western world.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's the same in every country. Everybody wants to know, and you've got to explain it little bit by little bit. Before I go to Prem, how long are you going to be in Panama? A week, a month, a year, 5 years? What are you going to do, Claudia? Are you ever going back to Germany?
No, I'm not going back. No.
Oh, that's your journey.
My heart is in Panama. My heart has always been in Panama. Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to be there for a few months, are you?
I'm going to be there till the 12th of March. Then I have to fly back. Yes, for now. But no, I'm looking to obviously move again over to Panama. I love Panama. For me, it's just the perfect place on earth.
All right, fantastic, awesome. We'll get back to you in a minute. I'll throw to Prem. Fantastic to have you on. Haven't heard you for over a month now. There's something missing. What's happened? Your appearance has gone from the outback bush look here in Queensland, Australia, where you'd be on the back of a camel chasing kangaroos and eating crocodiles over an open fire, to the almost like a new banker look. Is there something you're not telling us, Prem, or is it just exciting 2018 for you and it's the new look?
Oh, no, not at all. Hello, everybody. First of all, good to be on this hangout after a while. No, it's just I needed to wear a suit, and the beard just didn't go with it. So it was for a meeting, and I thought, okay, let's clean up a little bit. And there were new people I was meeting, and I thought, let me get back. I've got all these old dusty ties that I needed to sort of shake out of the cupboard, and so that's all really. But I heard Bill talk about difficulty level. So was that the discussion I missed?
Yeah, we're just sort of giving a bit of information from Bill on our first 12 months in business, 14 months, and what he's looking forward to in the next 12 months coming up. He said big change from $600 when you first started, whereas you started back in November 2016 with buying the first contracts. What a change in the whole Bitcoin altcoin community in such a short time. It's, I think about it's 14 months has just gone like that, boom. And the knowledge I've tried to soak up, there's only a tiny percentage of what's actually happened and the blockchain and how big business is actually adopting this blockchain technology and how that's going to affect us in this year, 2018, 2019, 2020. And now I tried to ask Bill about the growth of our business in the mining sector, what his thoughts were. Now, you've got your finger on the pulse of what's going on, Prem. I said to Paul before we went live, we'll have Bill, Prem, Claudia and Karen's on. So the brains trust is on, and then there's you and me, Paul, left over to drive the bus around. But so your thoughts, if I can grab your thoughts on what you think's happening in 2018, fantastic where we've been, but what's happening, mate?
Okay, so it's very simple. The little bit that I caught that Bill said, I totally agree with it. He's not giving an opinion, really. All he was doing is stating facts, and those facts are there for everybody to see. So what I'm expecting in 2018 is greater regulation on part of the governments, because they need to control this bunch of cowboys that are involved in this strange, bizarre thing where people decide what is money rather than we are being told by bureaucrats that this is the only money and we will print it. So this is a bit of a revolution as well as a bit of a rebellion. And there are some legitimate concerns. So I'm expecting some changes in legislation in various countries, not just to accommodate, but to have a greater degree of control on the quality of people, and that's important. The quality of people involved in the game of cryptocurrency, because it is easy for somebody to just swap cash for Bitcoins and then use those Bitcoins to buy some mining. And next thing you know, they're earning legitimate income from money we don't know where it came from. And it's right for governments to have those concerns. And I'm sure in Australia anyway, whenever you buy something, you pay a certain amount of tax on it. If you buy a car, there must be car tax, right? So how can it be that somebody comes along just because they got into Bitcoin, they get to buy their car without paying any taxes? So it doesn't seem fair to the rest of the public. Early adopter, does that make you a tax evader? Now, I mentioned tax, but there are a few things to consider. In the United Kingdom, for example, Bitcoin trading is a taxable event. Bitcoin mining income, when converted into sterling, is a taxable event. And they have been making people pay taxes. So if someone tells you Bitcoin is fake, you can ask them, well, why are you charging me real taxes for fake money? Right?
Very good point.
So they have, indirectly, what they've done is they've endorsed Bitcoin by taxing it. If it was something that they don't want anything to do with, then leave us alone. Stop taxing us, right? It's very simple. Now, there is one little loophole in the UK that's coming out, by the way. If you can say that your cryptocurrency trading profits, trading at other altcoins and back into Bitcoin, if you can classify that as gambling, it's completely tax-free.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you class it as gambling returns, you almost get away with it. All you have to do is file it accordingly when you do your tax returns. So there's a few things to consider, but I just wanted to show you one little thing on the difficulty rate, because Bill mentioned that. So I just opened up my little Explorer here. So let me show you. This is the difficulty rate. And right here at the bottom on the left-hand side is basically February 2017. And you can see it went up and down, bouncy, 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 all the way up to January 18. So in a year, it shows a very steep climb. And a lot of people are thinking, well, my returns are reducing and it's not looking very good, etc. Right? But one thing I want to tell you is my own wife was never really involved in my business, and I don't get involved in her professional life. We discuss a few things here and there, but we don't really step on each other's toes much. And she turned around in August and said, Prem, I've got a bit of a bonus here, and I'd like to invest it. So I was like, fine. So just give me a little bit. Don't give me all of it. Just give me maybe 3 terahash worth of money. Those days, if you remember, terahash was $150 per terahash. Now it's $179 on the retail rate. So she purchased it around here in August. This is roughly where she purchased. She spent $450 here. And then we kind of only looked at Coinbase every now and then, but then ignored it largely. I set up her Coinbase app on her mobile phone. I connected it to the back office with Swissquote Global. And she was sitting on 3 terahash and didn't move a finger and carried on with her role in her corporate life. Now, towards December, we had a little chat. We're like, let's have a look. What's happened? And when people look at the difficulty rate and worry, it actually went up. This is a very steep climb. This is probably one of the steepest climbs in recent blockchain or hash rate graphics. So from here to about here, December, at the end of December, after Christmas, we sat down together and we opened her Coinbase wallet, and she was sitting on more than $1,000 worth of Bitcoin. So for putting in 450, she had 1,000. Now people will argue she could have just bought the Bitcoin and made a lot more money. Yes, but then she would have to sell it. Remember, this earning she got despite the difficulty climb. I mean, it almost looks like this upward climb was her income coming in. But the reality is, this is the hurdle. The hurdle was high, but the income was even higher because the Bitcoin graph was much steeper than that. So the difficulty rate is our friend because it gives value to Bitcoin itself. And I just wanted to share this to tell you that, you know, when people talk about difficulty rate, etc., it's not something you need to fear at all. It is our friend because that is what gives Bitcoin its intrinsic value. Yeah. And going forward, every single government, every major government, even the Indonesians who have currently classified Bitcoin as illegal, even they will have to come around, because a lot of countries are scared that if everything goes on the blockchain, it becomes visible to everybody else, which means they can't be corrupt anymore. Yeah, it's exposing so many things. Blockchain is the revolution. Bitcoin is the vehicle on which we ride the revolution, right? And if another vehicle comes along that's faster, better, well armored, and got more guns on it, then we'll jump over to that one eventually. But for the time being, Bitcoin is king, and we are with the best miner in the world. And just recently, somebody on Genesis newsfeed, and I will share this with you, Kiti, on Genesis newsfeed, Genesis put out a video from the CEO talking about where we are going, what the future looks like, and doing a bit of a recount of what happened in the past. He's standing in the doorway of one of the mining farms, you know, 4 feet of snow next to him.
It's on our Facebook group.
There you go. So if you go into the actual Facebook feed and scroll down, somebody said, there's this company called Swissquote Global. It's like this and it's like that, and it could turn out to be a scam. Genesis replied, no, they're one of the few people we actually work with. We're working on a whitelist. I went in and commented, obviously, because I want to capture 2 million Genesis miners' attention to say, we are here and we add value to Genesis. We take nothing away, but we add to them. So, you know, have a look. I'll share that comment with you because it's very powerful to prove that they are happy to work with us and we appreciate everything they do for us.
Yeah. Right. Very, very, very true indeed. We posted that 10-minute video, and I suggest every member really watches that. It's a bit of a walkthrough of that Swedish operation. It is massive. It's double story. It's just going forever. It's just incredible. You could sprint for 15 seconds and still not get to the end. And you're right. And then I saw that post. I will put that up in the two Facebook groups. But it is concrete talk from Genesis that we are a partner. There's a reseller and very trusted, only one of very, very few that trusts us. That fantastic information and very, very good information on the difficulty rate there, Prem. Thank you very much indeed. I'll come back to you in a second. Karen, I know you're in the sort of the middle of winter over there in the UK. You've got 17 layers on and things, but isn't the earnings of Bitcoin mining warming in the cockles of your heart and your team? You've got a meeting coming up, have you, shortly?
Hi, Keithy. Hello, everyone. We are trying to plan one. It's just pinning people down for dates. That's the thing. Love your T-shirt, by the way. Sorry, I had to switch my camera off there. Love it. I just had to go and answer the door. Oh, brilliant. Because look what arrived in the post, Keithy. The one you sent. Can't hear you. My Bitcoin.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
I want it on one of your lives, I believe.
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct.
So no, it's been snowing here all weekend, and it's a beautiful day today. Thankfully, nice blue skies and some sunshine. Looking forward to the spring coming now. The Bitcoin mining is just fantastic. I mean, we've all got a lot sort of planned to get started soon, and I know we have. There's lots there now, so really looking forward to that. And it's life changing. I think it's changed our life, changing many lives of people involved in Swiss Gold Global.
It is
fantastic.
Have you got any of your 28th of February contracts started already early? Have you noticed that?
No, not that I can see.
Okay, yeah, I've got one or two I think have started early, which is great. But I want to when I go back to Claudia, I want to talk to her about them starting. But what do you think, just briefly, 2018 compared to, because you've been in for quite a while in Swiss Gold Global and doing your mining. How do you think? Bill gave an outline. Do you concur with him about 2018 being sort of a whole new ball game almost as more people get involved?
I think so, yeah. I mean, we've got lots of more products coming as well for the business, haven't we? And we've got more mining farms coming as well, I understand. Maybe halfway through the year or maybe a little bit later. I'm not sure on the time scale, but looking forward to that. I watched that video yesterday that was just talking about. That's absolutely incredible, the farm in Sweden. Yeah. It's just, like you say, it just goes on and on and on. And it's great to hear, the news and it looking like, it's really coming together, and hopefully, all these contracts will start earlier rather than later. So. Yeah.
Exactly right. Yeah, fantastic. Claudia, have you any? I know the last number of times when it was like September the 30th, supposed to be the start of the contracts. They actually started on the 1st of September or the 31st of August, like a month earlier. What's your thoughts on the 28th of February contracts and the March the 15th contracts? You think they're sort of in line? To come online a little bit earlier, do you think?
Well, I don't know, but what I know is, of course, as you see, they're very well and truly on it. So, I mean, it seems like it's almost finished, the farm. So they're very well on it. It's really just more so getting all everything right in terms of payouts. The more difficult thing is not the installing of the farm. That's actually pretty easy peasy, how they say. It's not difficult because they have it, so much down to path. It is more so then on the engineering side to get that everything pays out correctly. I think this is probably the most difficult challenge is the daily payout. And I know that because, of course, I have internal talks with Genesis, and that is more so the thing. So I actually disagree that the contracts are paying out already early. I think it is still a little bit of a mistake, maybe a bonus mistake, because when you look at the transaction history, they still say 28th. So they haven't, I haven't found any example yet where it actually said the 28th contract that has started. So yes, they're getting paid out, but I think the contract itself hasn't started yet. So I think it's a little bit of a trial and error and bonus in one sense, where they're still doing. So that's my opinion to it, because I understand a little bit, obviously, from the talks with Genesis, especially with Stefan, long talks, that it's a big thing to control the daily payouts. That's the really hard thing to do in the process. So, but I'm excited. I mean, it's great for those people who already get some. It's a bonus. I mean, hello. Yeah. I think maybe they could be on track to pay out earlier than the 28th. So, it would be good for all of us.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic. Now, Prem looks like he's dropped. He might have a school run or something to go to. I'll just finish off a quick question to both of you. There's a lot of new people joining Swiss Gold Global. I mean, hundreds of people. Our Facebook group is going ballistic, the corporate group, and the Facebook Australia group. We're adding people every week. So the word is out that people have been looking at Swiss Gold Global. They've been obviously maybe involved in other businesses. They haven't worked out, or they haven't promised what they said they would. So we've got a lot of brand new people coming in. So quick question to you, Karen, with the new people that you're talking to who are just finding out about Swiss Gold Global for the first time, just basically what do you run through with them? There's a lot of new people not quite sure what to say to people, how to explain Swiss Gold Global. If you had like a minute, 60 seconds with a new person, how would you explain Swiss Gold Global?
Creating our own economy. Basically, creating our own economy. That's really, because we are. It's outside of the banking system pretty much, and we have to do, go back to bank at some point, but not that often, and that's how I, if I had a minute, it would be just talking about that, how we do that. Yeah.
Now, Prem mentioned about the government sort of tightening their regulations about when you convert from Bitcoin into your local fiat currency. So, like you say, if you've got Bitcoin accounts and you are building Bitcoin, there will be companies and businesses that will start accepting Bitcoin directly from you, where you don't have to convert from Bitcoin into your local currency. Like in Australia, I can go with my Bitcoin card and I go to the ATM. If I take $200 out and convert whatever Bitcoin that is into 200 Australian dollars, then obviously that appears on the system as possible income, or the way that maybe that I'll use the UK loophole that it's gambling or something via my buying and selling, classed as gambling, and maybe don't have to pay tax on it. That might be a good. I've found an accountant here in Brisbane who's joined Swiss Gold Global. He said the Australian government knows nothing about Bitcoin yet, which is a good thing. So maybe the UK government's maybe a little bit ahead of Australia. So yeah, building our own economy, that's a fantastic way of describing. You're meeting a lot of people all the time, Karen, who are just now starting to approach you rather than you talking to them. Is that the way it's working for you? Certainly it is for me.
Yeah, definitely. I think I find people coming to me when they're ready. People, you're surprising how long people actually watch, I think, from the background, and then when they're ready, they come and talk to you, and that's great. We haven't got cards at the moment. The Visa debit cards have all been withdrawn for us over here, and I think for quite a few other countries as well. So if you've still got yours going, then that's fantastic. I don't know where you get yours, but perhaps, I don't know if we could, if it's linked to your, is it CoinJar, is it?
Yeah, CoinJar, but it's an EFTPOS card. It doesn't have Visa or MasterCard logo on it. So it's just the old key card, where you just put your slight EFTPOS card, electronic point of sale card. So it doesn't have the Visa logo or the MasterCard logo on it. So you have to just
is that worldwide, is it?
Does it, what, sorry?
Is that something that's worldwide?
No, it isn't. Just in Australia. Just for Aussies only. Sorry. You'll have to come and live over here, Karen, to use it.
Yeah, definitely.
Everybody in Swiss Gold Global, just come and live in Australia and you'll get your own swipe card and they'd be happy then.
I think it's just a matter of time before these companies find an alternative, because they've all had, even Pazer have lost their ability to use their card as well now. I'm not sure if you're aware of that, but I had an email the other day. My Pazer card is dead, as far as using it for Bitcoin, but maybe for American dollars. But there'll have to be an opportunity for a company. They'll see an opportunity and work something out with a provider and then issue cards for Europe or somewhere. So, fantastic. Claudia, now, can I just ask you the same question as I asked Karen? When you're talking to new people, if you had a minute with them, how would you explain, and you're the most perfect person to explain because you're the first person in Swiss Gold Global as well as Bill. How do you talk to someone and tell them about Swiss Gold Global in 1 minute?
Well, you asked me that at almost 5 a.m. My brain is not working so well now. Well, here in Panama, it's pretty easy. You just ask people, have you heard about Bitcoin? What do you know about Bitcoin? And if there was a way, and basically what we're doing, we're educating people. I tell people, look, with Swissquote Global, it's a Swiss company, and we're educating people about Bitcoin and how to make money with Bitcoin and create a corruption-free eco center basically. And corruption free is very much liked here in Central America, as you know. Everything is corrupted. It's on corruption here. I mean, they're fed up. People are fed up with corruption. It's just too much.
Yeah. Fantastic. All right, Paul, if you had 60 seconds with someone new, how would you explain Swissquote Global?
It's pretty simple. That if you want, which way do you wish to go about getting involved in cryptocurrency? Do you want to hold it, or being gambling, or do you wish to trade it, or do you wish to mine it? And they say, what do you mean mine it? So, well, get involved with contracts, get involved with the hardware, the computer power on which drives the computer and all the transactions that go through it, and that just leads straight into talking about contracts and how much you get paid per day, per contract. And the more contracts you get, the more money that you earn. And the money just goes straight into your account. I think it's the most simplest business to be in, and being able to explain it. As long as you get the people's thinking about Bitcoin, it goes up, it goes down and all this. You get the gamble part out of the way. If that's what they want to do, well, you talk to the next person. I think Swissquote Global and Genesis Mining is the easiest business to be in.
Yeah, there's not a question about that. We're up to about 50 minutes. We don't want to take it any longer. Suffice to say that in March the 15th, I asked Bill to look up his documents while I was on the phone to him the other day. And it's March the 15th to March the 14th. He started Swissquote Global back in 2008. So all the members here watching, there's a lot of people watching live now. There'll be hundreds watching this, because everyone watching needs to send this link onto their timeline so they can hear that first part of the owner, Bill, talking, and Prem and Claudia, Karen and yourself, Paul, to give an oversight of what's happening in different parts of the world. We're a worldwide business. All with the same mindset, all with the same thirst for succeeding in a world that is topsy-turvy in different parts of the world, wherever you are. And wherever you are, you can succeed if you put your mind to it and align yourself with great, like-minded people. I've found since I've been in, it's just over 8 months for me, things have happened just dramatically quick in 8 months. So I'm super pumped for 2018. I know there's some plans in place for Swissquote Global that are going to explode us as members into a new level that's coming up. So there's very, very exciting things. There's some inner parts of the workings of the website, a new app that will come online as we go along. So we just need to be patient with that happening. Bitcoin is going through a topsy-turvy pace in the last 12 to 14 months, 15 months. All the other coins that Genesis mine that we might have as well, the Ethereum, Litecoin, Dashcoin, Zcash, Monero. We have still access to 4 of them, which is incredible. We still have contracts, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Ethereum, Zcash, and Monero. They're still in the back office that you can buy just 1 or 2 contracts along there. And then Genesis suggested they'll have Bitcoin Cash in the next few months. So it'll be 7 different coins that'll be mining. And I just explained to people that I'm in the computer power business. I get paid in Bitcoin, but I actually buy computer power contracts in cryptocurrency mining. Once people get to wrap their hand around that, I'm in the engine room, I'm behind Bitcoin, I'm behind Karen's Bitcoin that she's holding up. The Bitcoin network is running on computers, just like a normal bank. If you go to your local bank, they have a computers somewhere in their business structure where they have floors and floors of computers running their network. Bitcoin has many thousands or hundreds of thousands of computers running their network. And we're just part of that network in the back, in the engine room, buying computer power contracts and getting paid daily in Ethereum, or getting paid in Bitcoin, or getting paid in Litecoin, Dashcoin, Zcash, or Monero, whatever we choose. And I wanted to maybe go to you, Claudia, because today or yesterday, I changed my payout of my Ethereum contracts from Bitcoin to Ethereum in the back office. Now, can you tell me how long that takes to, is it like a couple of days for the turnaround if you do want to get paid in Ethereum? Because I have now an Ethereum wallet in Australia. I'll put that into the back office. So I got my Bitcoin contracts get paid into my Bitcoin wallet. And now I've asked for my Ethereum contracts to be paid into my Ethereum wallet. Does that take a couple of days to do you know?
No, it should actually be then the next day, because with next time when it's mining, it should already go towards the Ethereum contract. But as you know, of course, the Ethereum is like 0.075. Was it? Yeah, to be paid out. So yeah. So basically, no, it should be just because it mines, and the next you have that wallet there, so it would go into the new wallet already. If it doesn't go into that new wallet already, then you should just basically contact swissgoglobal.com, and then they have to send Genesis a ticket, because that happens. Because as I said, it looks easy. It is actually pretty difficult to manage the payouts and everything. It's this is what I really heard. It's the most difficult thing for Genesis.
Yeah. Now, just one more technical question, if you can help me out. When I changed my wallet to Ethereum, it still shows my daily returns in Bitcoin, or would it switch to showing them in Ethereum in my back office? Is that an easy question to ask?
Yeah. So basically, okay. So depending on the transaction history, it will still show obviously your Bitcoin contract. So it still shows the Bitcoin contract, but you have put your Ethereum wallet in there, so it goes into your Ethereum wallet. But the Bitcoin contract will always show as a Bitcoin contract. It is just you know that it's paid out in Ethereum because you entered your Ethereum for it, and you basically. But it will show, of course, still always the Bitcoin contract.
Okay, so I'll just look now, and it's where it says no link for this reward Ethereum. It's actually totals 0025. So that's still in Bitcoin, isn't it? Showing in Bitcoin, because it's still waiting to get to 005 in Bitcoin. Then it'll pay me out in Ethereum. Is that how it works? I've got that right?
No, it just shows the 005. It doesn't matter. You can ignore that. You just know you need to reach to 0.075 of Ethereum.
Right. Okay. So whatever it's showing there, Ethereum. Okay. I'll double check that. All right. Thank you. A little bit technical, but some people ask me that question. The great thing is the transaction link and the no link for is every day is there, and Genesis catch up if there is a break or a 1 day or 2 day. It just keeps rolling in. Part-time passive income. My 4 favorite words, part-time passive income. That's what people want. And that's why people are flooding to Swiss Gold Global, these words that you can buy cryptocurrency contracts and do nothing. And that is what everybody wants. We all want to live in Panama. We want to live in the Gold Coast. We all want and we are being shown a way we can do that, which is very, very exciting. And I get young people getting excited. I get old people getting excited as well. It's incredible. Old people are getting excited because they're the sort of people who are motivated. Not everyone will want to do this. So you can talk to 20 people and maybe 2 or 3 will get excited. And the others will still, like Bill said and Prem said about it's a scam and this and that, they're still, their mindset has been drummed into them by the mass media for many, many, many years, sometimes 20, 30, 40, 50 years. It's very hard to change someone's mind, if at all that you can change anyone's mind, once they've been in that mindset. The blinkers, the horse blinkers are certainly on, and all they look at is the local money, going to work 9 to 5, 6 to 8, 7 to 7, whatever they have to do. But there are people out there who are very, very interested in adopting a new opportunity that is clear cut, is transparent, is run by fantastic people, positive-minded people. And once they come across Swiss Gold Global and they listen to Bill, they listen to Claudia, Karen, Paul, and all the people in our Facebook groups, as well as the videos that are put out, then people can't help themselves but want to get involved and aligned with us because they know they've found their home. And that's a very warm feeling that you get when people say, thanks very much for showing me Swiss Gold Global. I've been looking for this sort of company for many, many years, and I'm glad I found it. And then you can help people. All you got to do is help as many people as you can. It's an old Zig Ziglar quote. Just help as many people as you can get what they want, and you can have everything you want. So final thoughts, Claudia. 4:30 in the morning or 5 a.m. in the morning. What a fantastic effort you've done to get up this early. So we love you for that. Enjoy your next few months in Panama. Is there anything coming up exciting you want to tell us about in Panama?
Yeah, well, I'm getting picked up like in 5 hours for my next meeting for somewhere down the line of I think Karen's and Prem's business, and I have some Australians here in Panama. I think Amanda's on the call. Hi, Amanda and Liam, and Australians living in Panama who are very excited and doing very well in the cryptocurrency mining. So as you see, working with some Australian folks. No, we have a lot of plans. I'm speaking on Wednesday on the numismatic organization, the coin organization here in Panama. So we have a big, quite a big event coming up. We do a women's, so Amanda, she will do a women's circle, especially training and coaching and focused on the Bitcoin world, of course, for women, to bring that to women, to really make them independent, because as we know, we're still living in a third world country here, and they're very much depending on men, and we have to change that like big time. So, responsibility. And so we do lots of that. So we do our regular business meetings there, and we have a Tuesday morning women's circle meeting at Amanda's place in the middle of the jungle. And so we're really building big. Like I have Venezuela knocking on my door. So Colombia, they want to let me go down to Colombia. So we're really starting to build a Latin American market here. It's a huge market, and there's a huge need, and it's a different need because you guys, where you live, you're comfortable. I mean, let's face it, you're comfortable. They're not so comfortable here,
Okay, fantastic. Love the work and effort you put into this business, day after day, week after week, year after year. It's your energy levels are extremely high, and thank you for all you do. Karen, thanks for coming on today. It's good. It was great to catch up. Throw another couple of logs on the fire. It's in the morning there, and get the Ugg boots out if it's that cold. But what's coming up in the next couple of months for you?
Thanks for inviting me on, Keith. It's been great to be here, and thank you, Claudia, for working on our behalf as tirelessly as you do. And one day we'll all be out there in Panama too, and in Australia, Keith. You've got to go to the next meeting you have. We're definitely coming over for sure. We are planning another meeting in the UK. Hopefully end of March. It might run into April now. It's just getting some dates. Obviously we've got to get Bill and Claudia here, and also we're trying to get someone from Genesis, and possibly Philip Judge was talking about as well, weren't we, Claudia? To really have some top people there for us, and make it a really big meeting this time in the UK. Can't hear you.
It's going to be a very, very busy year, 2018. So. Yeah, thanks very much for all you do there, Karen. Paul, what do you got coming up in the next couple of months, mate?
Oh, mate, we're getting our units ready for Keithy to move down to the Gold Coast and really, pump us up. We don't know what's going to happen up in the Brisbane area then, but Will certainly be a buzz down here. Lots of things coming up down on the Gold Coast. We've got the Commonwealth Games coming up, so there may be a lot of people coming from Panama over for the Commonwealth Games, and certainly from Britain they'll be coming over here for the Commonwealth Games. So we might be able to talk to them about Swiss Gold Global.
Yeah, that's right. When's it start? When's the Commonwealth Games?
5th of April. It'll be like our bit like our August. It'll probably be about 28 degrees. Yeah, autumn, won't it? Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. Yeah, the Gold Coast. I want to move down there in the next few months. Went for a swim with my dogs the other day. It was 27 degrees outside, and the water temperature was 26.5 degrees in the water. It was absolutely sensational, crystal clear, pollution-free on the ocean. Very inspiring for us, the people like me. I love being by that water and being inspired by the ocean. And the people you meet tend to be outdoorsy type people, are real go-getters. So it's pretty exciting when you get around a bunch of people like that. There's all sorts of things happening on the Gold Coast. We ran into a couple of guys who are making their own Bitcoin booths. They're called crypto kiosk. So it's they're building 200 or 300 of them, and they're going to put them in shopping centres and international hotels where people can load local fiat currency, and they'll create a paper wallet on the spot. So there's some innovative people. If you don't have your own wallet, they'll create one of them on the spot for you. A paper one. It's a booth. It's a glass door. As soon as you close it and the electric contacts hit, then the clear glass goes opaque. Woof, can't see in instant. It's really cutting edge technology, and it's got a lot of people excited about this whole industry. So I know it's going to be a great year for everybody watching here, and everybody who wants to join Swiss Gold Global. Just take your time though, folks. It takes a lot of learning about our business. There's a lot of stuff inside Swiss Gold Global to learn and find out where it is. We're developing the website as we're going on. There's apps coming. There's all sorts of stuff coming in 2018. So just do it one step at a time. Buy your cryptocurrency contracts, set up your wallet, and just watch that part-time passive income start coming in slowly but surely. So that's it, folks. We've done the hour, over the hour. It was great to have Bill on and Prem with some knowledge. Claudia, thank you very much again for getting up so early. We'll see you on the next one. Hopefully might try and do it a little bit earlier, a bit later for you. Not earlier, later. Anyway, we'll yes, it's still dark outside. All right. Have a great day, Claudia, and we'll see you on the next one. Karen, thanks for joining us, as always. And Paul, thank you from the Gold Coast, and we'll see you on the next one. Take it easy, folks, and we'll see you on the next one. See you later. Bye-bye.